Hey guys, Greg Denning here. We're just checked into our hotel with my boys, boom, Parker and Kimball, and I'm keynote speaker tomorrow and again in a couple of days. So super stoked, but I'm about to go give a presentation right now called "The World is Literally Our Classroom" and the epic life lessons we get to learn from everything around the world. And specifically when you're out traveling, you get to have all these new experiences, but that doesn't negate the lessons that we can learn like in our own world, in our current spot. A lot of us, we grow up there, we spend a lot of time there, and we forget to take advantage of the lessons and experiences and awesome things that happen right there. But literally all over the world, doesn't matter where you are, desert or mountains or jungle or rainforest or what religion or people or race. I mean, there's so many great life lessons, and I want to share some of those and some of the epic experiences we've had on our travels, and how, like, I guess really I just want to encourage you to get out. I went through this phase of like, travel's for everybody, and then people were like, no, it's not for everybody, and so I was like, okay. But now I'm back to travels for everybody. There are certain things you can only learn through travel. You can't learn them any other way. You can watch all the documentaries and videos you want. You can talk to other people who've been there. But ultimately, some things are only learned by going yourself and learning those things. So I'm going to actually have my boys share here. So K-Man, you're up first. What is one of the greatest lessons you've learned from travel?
Perspective, like traveling around, seeing all the different cultures, seeing how people live. I've just learned to not take life for granted.
Whoa, that's good. That is good. Okay, Parker, how about you, buddy?
Probably gratitude for the things you have and being grateful, because a lot of times when you go out to a poorer country or a poorer place, you start to, like, you realize how blessed you are with the things you have, a clean house or a nice place. And then when you come back, you just forget about it and you don't keep the lessons and be grateful for what you have.
Oh, so true. How grateful are you for toilets, buddy?
Really grateful.
Why is that? Parker and I had this epic experience together. Tell them where we were and why the experience made it so meaningful.
We went to Nepal.
Why you love and worship toilets.
We went to Nepal and I got altitude sickness at about 17,000 feet.
You guys hear that? 17,000 feet. We're in this place called Gorakshep. And how were the toilets there?
They were holes in the ground that smelled super bad, and it made me throw up even more. So
Poor guy is just sick as ever, and it's just this horrible, wretched hole in the ground. And I will never forget how grateful he was to see a toilet. And see, that's something you're never going to take for granted again, are you? Right? So powerful. And it's not, you guys, it's not just the bad experiences, right? It's the wonderful experiences. But we were sitting here, it was fun just for a few minutes before I go to present. And I was like, hey boys, let's just make a list of some cool experiences, stories, memories we have. And we just started pounding them out. We must have come up with several dozen just in a few minutes of all these incredible experiences and memories we have all over the world together. And I obviously, if you had to pick, people ask me all the time, what's favorite place, favorite country, most important lesson. And I think hands down, the top thing is connections with other people. Friendships we've made only through our travels. Like literally we have friends all over the world that are really good friends that we've stayed connected with for years and years now, that we never, I guarantee you, we never would have met them or connected with them had we not been traveling. And so we have lifelong friendships, but then you connect with the people in each place. And you have these special moments where you ever had that experience where you just connect with somebody and it's almost like you connect on, I don't know, like on a soul level. You just think, yeah, wow. And we had those experiences in India and in Nicaragua and Honduras and in Mexico and in the Dominican Republic and in Italy and Spain and Germany and England and all across the U.S. And in Nepal especially. Oh man, so many awesome experiences. And we're getting geared up right now We're going to go to Korea and then Mongolia. I'm leading an expedition to Mongolia. And then we're coming back through Beijing, and we'll go through there. And you guys just like, you connect with people, you connect with a place, and you have a serious reality check where you go in and what something you believed or thought your whole life, and you go in and just, it just totally blasts your current reality, and you get to experience and think about something in a way you've never thought of it before. And it just blows your mind. Here, I want to tell you some stories. I'm going to look at my list here. Here's my little list. And they're not... Here's what's funny. Like, as I was talking to boys, like, not all the experiences, especially some of the most memorable ones, are like the hardest ones. Like, the most difficult experiences we ever had. Like, oh... Like, travel is only glamorous after the fact. Because in the moment... true travel, we're not talking about like tourism where you're sitting in a 5-star all-inclusive resort gorging yourself, or the same thing on a cruise ship. We're talking about like real travel where you're getting in with the people and the places and experiencing the heat. And in one instance, you guys, we had a camper, and we were overlanding from Alaska all the way to Panama, and we were in Belize, and it was a hot, humid night. And one of those nights is just so muggy, you can't even hardly sleep, right? And so we're all laying there, we're on the coast in Belize, and we're just laying there trying to fall asleep. And it's so muggy, like you can't even put a sheet over you because it's just so hot. And you're not sleeping well, so you're just laying there trying to make it through the night. And then the sandflies came in. And the sandflies are so small, and their bites are so painful, it draws, you get this little beadlet of blood every time they bite you. But they're so small, they go through mosquito netting. And so we had some mosquito netting we put around us, but they just came through. And then we got under our blankets, right? So it's a hot, humid night. You're under your blanket, just sweating. You create a little sauna, and you're trying to sleep. And the sandflies got under, and we were just like, this is driving us crazy. So we ended up like packing up like 2 o'clock in the morning and driving somewhere. And so like but we all remember that. And we laugh about it now, like, that was awesome. It was horrible. It was a horrible night. But now we're all like, you remember that horrible night? Oh, that was the worst, right? But it's a memory. And they're not all awesome. But I'm like trying to look at some of these. One time we were in Nicaragua, and we were living on the beach. And man, we actually ended up celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas there, and just had this Christmas spread. And in fact, for almost everyone in our family, it's one of our most special Christmases. And we purposely, and you're in a different country, a different culture. We literally had a house on the beach. We opened our back doors into the sand. And we just kept it simple, real simple that year, just perspective. And man, it was just special, just the bonding time together, just filled with gratitude. And we had this beautiful Christmas dinner spread out. And we gave thanks and, said our Christmas prayer. And then all of a sudden there's this big plop right on the table. We're like, what? And this gecko had been climbing above and fell right on our Christmas table. It was awesome. But what I wanted to share about that time in Nicaragua is there was a family lived at the end of the road that was super poor. They literally lived in a tin shack and on a dirt floor. And they fished. He'd go out early in the morning, and if he caught anything that day, they ate. And if he didn't, they didn't. And they really didn't have money for anything else. And just a special, special family. One day he shows up at our door, and he had a huge, huge red snapper and about 15 lobsters. And he just says, I just want to give you this as a gift. I was like, what? I'm like, this is amazing. It's like a huge, expensive feast. He's like, it's my gift for you. We had a great day fishing, and I want to give you a gift. I was like, let me pay you for it. He's like, no, never. No, please don't do that. Like, let me give you a gift. And I was so taken back by his generosity and his kindness. And a man who has so little of the things of the world being so generous and so loving and kind. It was so special. And he was just like, look, you're my friend, and I want to give you this gift. So get out, my friends. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I'll tell you more and more stories. In fact, I tell a lot of stories in my podcast, the School of Awesome Sauce podcast. So check that out. But there's so many great life lessons. So get out and travel, have an epic time, reach up.